All right, then, let's get cracking on with our next debate. Who's up next?
I am. I was thinking about bold people who've lived in caves. We'll put that to one side. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever I'm walking around London, I'm always amused by the amount of communists with blue plaques who lived in posh houses. You had Engels in Primrose Hill, you had Marx in Soho, you had Lenin in Bloomsbury. Obviously, the Champagne Socialist is nothing new, but there is something uniquely irritating about Angela Rayner's tax evasion, or maybe to keep the lawyers happy, tax minimisation over the last week. Whilst I've got no problem with tax minimisation, in fact, I'm all for people minimising their tax because I don't think the government is spending it well enough that we should be donating extra. It is another thing for a politician who has made it her mission to say that tax evasion needs to be cracked down upon in this country. It reflects the vacuous nothingness at the heart of this government. This is a government that says one thing and does another on a continuous basis because it has no conviction, it has no ideology, it has no central mission. We need to call out hypocrisy like this for the political evil that it is, because if we don't, we're going to continue to be led by nothing moral and intellectual cowards. And I think this is yet another demonstration of moral cowardice from this government.
Hello, I'm Bev Turner. Now, it can feel like the money in our bank accounts at the moment does not keep up with the cost of living, and maybe there's a solution. I'm here today with the CEO of TallyMoney, Cameron Parry. Cameron, what is TallyMoney?
Well, Bev, with TallyMoney, you get a current account and a debit card, but instead of pounds, you use milligrams of gold as your everyday money.
So why gold?
Gold traditionally is a great store of value. It has, on average, gone up at over 11% per annum for the last 25 years against the pound. It's tripled in value in the last decade. And in the last 2 years alone, it's increased by 50% against the pound. Banks' savings products just can't compete with that level of growth.
But this isn't just about gold. This is about a currency that you guys have created at TallyMoney. Explain it to me as though I'm an idiot.
So, look, people need to be able to hold their earnings and build their savings in a money that retains its value and remains in their legal control and remains theirs to access, away from government control.
Great. You had me at not exposed to government control.
You should feel safe and happy with your money. You should have peace of mind the more money you see in your bank balance, and that's the type of thing we're trying to deliver, and give people choice in the type of money they get to use every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you.
Kai?
No, it's not. I think people hate Angela Rayner so much, don't they? Because they're snobs, because they don't like that somebody with her accent, with some of her views, some of the brilliant pictures of her smoking and vaping in a dinghy, they just don't like it, do they? They don't like that she's in control of some of this nation's most important policies, house building, being Deputy Prime Minister. I think it's a great thing. I mean, on this, the details, she's been supportive of policies that actually would cost her in the long run. That's not hypocrisy at all.
What she has done is legal. There were maybe some ramifications around electoral law that she needs to answer to. But no, that's not the reason, Kai.
I think it is.
The reason is hypocrisy. People hate hypocrisy because it points to insincerity.
Indeed.
People hate insincere politics.
Before you have a rebuttal, let's ask you some questions here, Kai, and I wonder who you can guess who these questions might have come from. Revelations on tax dodging from the wealthy. Ordinary people who get taxed at source are furious. These tax dodgers advocate austerity too. Thumbs down. Tory Minister Gaff put our citizen at risk. I don't know, citizens, I think she meant to say. Tory Minister wanting to give our aid to an overseas army and the rich tax dodging on a grand scale. Thumbs down. Jeremy Corbyn correct. Hang on, I haven't finished. Jeremy Corbyn correct to raise tax dodging issue. The public are furious with those who get away with tax avoidance while they pay. #PMQs. As your Deputy Prime Minister, do you disagree with everything she said there?
Yeah, and she's advocated for a long time for a clampdown on second homeowners.
So by her own standards, she's made herself poorer over the long time. She's calling herself a tax dodger. The public would be furious with those who get away with it. She says that ordinary people are up in arms, and she says thumbs down these people advocate for austerity.
I doubt that we actually all know the ins and outs of what's happened. I mean, she stops owning a stake
in her hypocrisy. Everybody wants working class people in this in this country to do exceptionally well. And I'm proud of every working class person that can be able to afford 3 homes or 2 pads, whatever it is. However, she's a hypocrite, and that's what Will is saying. These tweets that she put out between the 17th of November and the 1st of November 2017, she is a hypocrite.
It's a mountain out of a molehill, Alex, and you well know it.
I think the fact that you're scraping around in the bottom of the barrel for your argument to say, oh, she's done something that because of her own laws eventually will make her poorer, just go to show that she's done something to ensure that she isn't poorer. This is a woman whose net worth is alleged to be 4.7 million. Good for her. Working class girl. I'm a working class girl. I've done well too. But if I did this and saved myself 40 grand and someone found out from it from HMRC, they would be after me like a rat up a drain pipe.
I think it's two-tier again, and you can call it two-tier, double standards. It's two-tier, double standards. Normal working class people who are doing self-employed jobs in the building trade, who are struggling to get by week in, week out, see that from a Labour government that is supposed to be, that literally claims they are representative of the working class. No working class person is walking around in society owning 3 homes and then getting a 40 grand tax.
Same as when David Lammy the other week, by the way, got off from the Environment Agency, who said they will always prosecute. And guess what? They don't prosecute the Foreign Secretary, do they? Two-tier rules, two-tier double standards.
Come on. He was hosting the Vice President of the United States.
Do you remember Starmer standing on Downing Street steps saying, the sleaze is over. I am going to lead our party in the service of the people. They're not working in the service of the people. She's working in the service of her pocket and her bank balance.
And this is the point, Renee. This is not a mountain out of a molehill because it speaks to a bigger issue, and the bigger issue is that this government doesn't have any conviction to speak of. And this is just another example of that.
And I think the optics of it as well, Kai, you must agree. If you're changing the name of your property to declare it's now your second, you're switching that around to enact that dodge, which is what it is. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a tax dodge.
No, she was
whether it's legal or not, it's a way of recouping.
Kai, there are 7 days in a week, okay? She's in Parliament for 4 of them, so more than half, living in her Grace and Favour apartment in Admiralty House.
As Deputy Prime Minister.
Absolutely. No problem with that at all. The house in Hove is not her first residence.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very briefly.
This also points out that it's not the super wealthy that will be hurt by the wealth taxes and all of the sort of stuff that Labor is going on for, because they can do this sort of shifty stuff. It is the people who don't have these sorts of accountants who will be hurt hardest by Labor's wealth taxes and all that sort of policy.
All right. Well, a spokesman for Ms Rayner has said this: the Deputy Prime Minister paid the correct duty owed on the purchase, entirely, properly, and in line with the relevant requirements. Any suggestion otherwise is entirely without basis. No one's suggesting that from our panel. I just want to urge that no one here is suggesting she did anything illegal. I think we're just saying that it's complete hypocrisy, isn't it?
At GB News, we believe in the power of free speech. We're not afraid to ask the tough questions, challenge the status quo, and give you a voice. While others silence dissent, we champion the truth. By becoming a GB News member, you're not just supporting free speech, you're defending it. Please consider supporting us today. Together, we'll hold the powerful to account and make sure that your voice is always heard. Simply go to gbnews.com/support and stand with us for what matters most.